What's up, folks? Here to, I guess, share share with you the library of games that I have, or my digital collection of Xbox games. So we'll get started. As you see, I have about 166 games. Um, Now, someone asked me recently, how did I get all of my backwards compatibility game? Well, a lot of them I purchased. The majority of them I purchased over the year on Xbox 360. I'm not sure if you look at my Xbox Live account. I've been on this platform, at least on this Xbox Live account, it's at least 12 years old. And it's not even my original account. My original account, I lost access to it many years ago. And I was one of the very early Xbox Live gamers. I was on Xbox Live back in 2002 and had that account to 2000, sometime 2004. And I think I remember I went to college. I was broke, lost access to the email address, so I was not able to restore that account. Um, so when Halo 4 was coming out, that's when I got back to Xbox Live, and this is the account that I have owned ever since the release of Halo 2, actually. Halo 2 back in 2004. So, alright, this is my collection. So, one thing I have done is I try to put the majority of my Xbox 360 games or backwards compatibility games on the internal drive, just for make it easy to separate them. As you see here, so I got 64 games. Wow, I didn't even know I had that many. That were backwards compatible. Well, obviously we got Rocket League, which is not, but you know. On my Xbox 360 collection, I probably have um, about 100 and maybe 40 Xbox 360 games digital, and also I have, when I look back here, I probably have a good 30 games on disc. I used to have a lot more, but I used to get rid of them whenever I used to buy these games. I buy the majority of these games like on special, or a lot of them, of course, I got for free through the Xbox Live or Xbox Gold subscription service, where if you subscribe to Gold, of course, you get those free games every month. So some of them I got as bonus. For example, Alan Wake and Alan Wake American Nightmare came bundled with Quantum Break. So let's see. The Fallout games, I bought those on special a while back. Gears of War the same. I think I got a few of them for free. I might have one for free, and then I think I got the other ones when I got the Gears of War anniversary collection. Of course, I got Halo Reach, and Halo Wars. So it's quite interesting collection of games. Um, Unfortunately, I have not beaten all of them. Not even half of them, I think. Well, maybe half of this collection I have. Or maybe not, because I should have more gamer points if that was true. So as you see, I only have about 30,000 gamer points or gamer score. So, alright, so let's go switch over to my SSD. I got a small SSD where I keep just some of the stuff that I play currently. Of course, you're gonna see Batman, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Destiny, which I just recently reloaded back onto here. I didn't play the game for like 2 years, and played it the other day. Though, thought that the graphics in that game looks pretty nice. It got my interest back, but I don't know if I want to pay for the expansion packs and all that. So, of course, Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 it's one of those games that I love to play to kill time with. I've been playing it since it came out. I'm only about 45% into the game, or have completed 44 to 45% of all the missions in that game, because I don't really play that often. I might play it maybe 1 or 2 hours a month, usually on Sundays. Of course, Overwatch. Overwatch is something that I have been playing a lot. Probably one of my most played games right now is Overwatch. Black Ops 3. Oof, I try not to play it as much, because I definitely killed that game. I don't know how many times at Prestige, but I have played quite a bit of Call of Duty, all of them, but definitely I think Black Ops 3 might be my most played Black Ops game. So, all right, so let's go here. So this is just another external drive that I have. So let me just go to all stores. You can see everything here. So this is the full collection. So I have about 166 games. You see. This shit here, APB Reloaded. I have not played it. I loaded, and I think the first 2 minutes of the game, that shit sucked. The graphics, the frame rate was horrible. I'm like, whatever. Who the fuck is gonna play this shit? I don't even know why it came to Xbox Live. Like, it's not even worth the free price because it's not worth your time. So I know it sounds like I'm being harsh, but it's true, and it sucks because it was made by the developers of the original Crackdown. But I think he sold the game. They sold the game early or a year after it was developed. So of course I got the Assassin's Creed, which I haven't beaten any of these. Actually, the only Assassin's Creed game that I beat was the very first one back in 2007. Because I don't know, I kind of lose interest after a while. I don't know. I mean, I like him. I don't know why I lose interest in them. Of course, I got my rare replay, which I bought, and unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time to play them. So, but I do like having those old classic games. I'm an old school gamer, so anything that was N64, Super Nintendo, GameCube, I love all those games. A lot of the games for those systems. Pretty much anything from Rare also. Capcom. All right, so because Borderlands, I didn't play Borderlands when it first came out. I think back then I was too much into Call of Duty. So recently I got Borderlands. I think I got it on some special. Maybe it's like $5 for it. And when I play this game, I'm addicted to it. When I play it, I'm not able to put it down. So I keep it there. I haven't played maybe in about 2 months since the last time I played Borderlands, but I love that game. Also have a PC. I got Borderlands 2 on PC. Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, when it first came out, I love the single player campaign. I know that, there's a lot of plot holes and the storyline doesn't seem to make sense, or it doesn't really have a good ending, I think. But the graphics, what EA was trying to accomplish, or DICE, the actual team that made the game, they were really ahead. I think Battlefield was ahead of its time as far as graphics, and they had to downscale the resolution to make it work on Xbox One. But this game is still impressive. If I turn that game on right now, it still looks impressive. More impressive than it did when it first came out. So I don't know if they have fixed some things with patches. The online I played quite a bit. I never got into as much as Call of Duty, but there were times when I was playing Battlefield a lot because I do like it. But I guess all my friends were playing Call of Duty, so I'll kind of gravitate back to that shit. All right, so of course, I got Call of Duty, Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty, Black Ops, and on disc, I actually got all the Call of Duties since Modern Warfare. The first Call of Duty that I actually played was the Call of Duty 2, which I got when the Xbox 360 launched. I got my Xbox 360 on the very first day it was released. I had it pre-order. I think I pre-ordered like a month before and had paid for it fully, paid for the games. And Call of Duty 2 was one of the launch games. And actually, it was at that time, I think it might have been the best game for that system for a while. So, of course, the Castle Storm, Castle Crasher, these I have barely played these games here, but I got them for free from Xbox Gold Rewards or Xbox Live with Gold, whatever they call that program. So, Crimson Dragon, oh god, I played this a little bit, and you wish it would play like Panzer Dragoon, which was the big flying dragon game for the Sega Saturn. And I used to own a Sega Saturn back in the days. I had a Sega Saturn before I had a PlayStation or N64 because they launched first, and I love Sega. So The Crimson Dragon was sort of a letdown. It's from the same developer, the same creator of Panzer Dragoon, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But this game just feels a little, I don't know, the controls just kind of suck. So this one, Dark Dreams Don't Die, I tried playing it once with the Kinect, and I do have the Kinect, but I haven't plugged it in like a year. This is really weird. It's like and I think I've probably seen maybe the first 10 minutes of this game, and it's like somebody's dream or nightmare. It's really weird. So, Dark Souls, believe it or not, I have not played Dark Souls. I loaded this once, and it reminds me of that game that came out for iPhone, Infinity Blade. I might be wrong, but at least to me, from the little bit that I have seen, reminds me of that game. And maybe because of that, I didn't care for it much. And then I heard that you gotta die like 1,000 times, and I'm like, I'm not into game. I'm kind of old, so I need games. I need to play games where I'm able to progress and get to an end, because I don't have a lot of time to play games nowadays. So, Dead or Alive, last round I have barely played, but I have always loved Dead or Alive. I played on the PlayStation, I think Sega Saturn as well. Definitely had it on the Dreamcast. And then when I became a huge fan of this game, and I have always owned a copy of this game ever since. And since Dead or Alive 3 came out, which came out on the original Xbox. So when I got the original Xbox, the very first game I bought was Dead or Alive 3, Project Gotham Racing, and Halo. Those 3 games just kind of blew everything out the water. People were crazy about PlayStation 2. I used to be like, all right, come to my house. Let me show you this. And once they saw the graphics in Dead or Alive 3, it's blew. There was nothing like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure that today that game still looks good. It was way ahead. And the fighting mechanics were actually fun. And I just learned how to be really good in that game. So I always enjoy playing it. Dead or Alive, I had Dead or Alive Ultimate. I actually still have it here on disc. I have the original double pack of Dead or Alive Ultimate, which I think it was Dead or Alive 1 and Dead or Alive 2 remastered with online capabilities for the Xbox. I think, was that for the Xbox? I guess it was for the Xbox, the original Xbox. And then when the Xbox 360 came out, Dead or Alive 4 actually came out maybe a few months after the Xbox 360 came out, and I obviously went and got that, and that was probably my favorite game for the first 2, 3, maybe even the first 4 years that the Xbox 360 was around. I kept playing Dead or Alive 4 online, and I was actually pretty good at whipping some ass on that shit, but good old memories. So, all right, so let's keep on moving down here. So Dead Space, of course, I played this many eons ago. Maybe it was 2009, and I think that the first time I played this game was actually on a PlayStation 3. I used to own a PlayStation 3 back then, along with my Xbox 360, just because there were some games that I wanted to play on the PlayStation 3, like Metal Gear Solid 5, and I think it was one of the whichever Gran Turismo was out at that time. Might have been Gran Turismo 5, I guess. So I got Dead Space through GameFly, so I didn't even buy it, and I loved it. So when this came out, I don't remember if I got this for free or got it at a discount on Xbox. But I have it there. It's a great game. I also have it on PC. So it's a very good, scary game. Defense Grid. I love this game. I beat the 360 game, and Defense Grid 2. I like it a lot, but I haven't played enough to determine or to feel like it's better than the first one. The first one was awesome. I used to be addicted to that game, and once you play that game, every round in that game or every level in that game takes 30 to 40 minutes to complete. So of course, here's Destiny. Like I said, I got it when it first came out and kind of quickly put it away. I don't know why. Maybe this came out around the same time as Advanced Warfare. I don't remember why. Yeah, that's correct. Advanced Warfare, because the first Call of Duty that came out with this generation of console was Call of Duty Ghosts, and that shit sucks, and that's why you don't see it on my collection. Because actually, when I got my Xbox One, I have a day one Xbox One that I ordered directly from Microsoft, and it came with, and I got it with Call of Duty Ghosts. That was actually the only game I bought on launch day. I think at the end of that week, I went and got a few more games, but Call of Duty Ghosts was just crap. It looked like a 360 game. So, all right, moving on. Oh, Deus Ex Human Revolution is definitely, this is a classic. I haven't beaten the game yet. I think I got pretty far here in the 360 game, but then I bought it on PC. But this game is awesome. Let's just put it that way. I think it's just amazing. So if you haven't played it, go play this game. Get it. Don't matter if it's backward compatibility. It's definitely worth the money. Dirt 3. I've never been into the Dirt games, and I think it's because I just haven't played them or been exposed to them too much. But yeah, I got them for free here. So of course I got the Doom demo, and I was part of the beta for Doom and the alpha actually earlier in the year, and I was impressed. I just didn't know that they were gonna make this game look that good. You know, I saw the E3 presentation last year, at E3 2015, and when Bethesda revealed Doom and showed some of the gameplay footage, and I think it was actually like a small clip, the demon shooting the rockets, and it just looked amazing. I didn't know how they were gonna make that work on the console. So, anyways, I got Doom for PC, and it looks great. I have a NVIDIA GTX 970 on my PC, and it holds up pretty decent with this game. And I love it. During this E3, I got the Doom demo on 360. I mean, on the Xbox One, because I wanted to compare the graphics from this game against the PC. And it's not that bad. It's just like the resolution scales down, so it just looks a little bit more blurrier or dusty. Ashy is what they say, right? Ashy. So. Sorry. So of course this one was Doritos Crash Course. It's one of the free games that were being promoted a long time ago. Probably say close to like 10 years ago. There was all these little companies promoting their games, promoting their brands through free games on Xbox Live. So was just one of them there. Dungeon Siege. I haven't played Dungeon Siege 3. I was in love with the original Dungeon Siege that I was playing back, I think around 2001, maybe I think it was. I used to play that on PC. This one came free download here on Xbox Live, and I haven't played it yet, but I definitely love the original one. Alright, so Fable. I had Fable for a while. Fable 2. I think I beat Fable 2. I don't remember. Or Fable 1 on the original Xbox. Somehow, I don't know, I kind of lose interest in them. I don't know why. Maybe it was all that mythical shit and the kid. I don't know. Maybe I just need to try it again. So, alright, of course, Fallout is a classic. Fallout 3. I never beat Fallout 3, but I got really far in this game, acquired a lot of powers, and blew up a lot of shit. I remember getting like a nuclear bomb and destroying that hotel. It wasn't a hotel, that big building that people lived in. And you were trying to be a resident there, and you had to convince people to do missions to like earn yourself a spot there. Well, I blew that shit up. I'm like, fuck it, these people are fucking shitty as hell. So I blew that shit up. And this is why I love Fallout, man. Fallout is just amazing. I got Fallout 4. I had it since it came out. Got the season pass. But I am still at the very beginning of the game. Like, I just got the mech. Let's put the armor or the suit, whatever you want to call it. That's how early in the game I am. So let's move on. So Fallout New Vegas, I done a few missions there, blah blah blah. Far Cry, like I said, I think we already talked about that. Fast and Furious, this is a demo. It's not a demo. It's like a mini game based on Forza Horizon 2. I think it was meant to promote Fast and Furious. I think I played a few minutes of it, but yeah. So, Forza 5. This is definitely the big showcase, or like technical showcase for the Xbox One when it first came out. It was the first game for Xbox One that actually display at 1080p and 60 frames per second, and this game still looks great. So, I own it. I definitely put quite a few hours on there. Not as much as I would have liked, but I've been a fanatic of Forza since it first came out. I still got the original Forza actually on disc, from the original Xbox. I still got Forza. I should have Forza 2. That was the one that I probably played the most. Forza 2 came out on Xbox 360. So, we got the Forza 6 demo. I just played the demo a little bit because I wanted to see the weather effects. So I want to buy at a good price. I don't like paying full price for games anymore, unless it's something mind blowing. Like Doom on PC. Or even on if I didn't have a good enough graphics card on my PC, I would have bought Doom on console because Doom is that good. Doom is definitely worth the price. It's just technical masterpiece, I would say. Of course, Gears of War. I mean, this game has changed everything. 2006, bought out launch, and this game there was nothing like it. People could say that the PlayStation 3 was more powerful than the Xbox, this and that, but Gears of War, there was nothing on PlayStation 3 like that looked as good as Gears of War. And it took years for the PlayStation 3 to come out with anything graphic-wise to beat Gears of War. And I think it took them like 3 years. 3 years? When did Uncharted 2 came out? 2009, 2010. So it took PlayStation like 3 or 4 years to get something that actually looked better and they had better animation and just that looked better that was more impressive than Gears of War, and that was of course Uncharted 2. And people could argue, yeah, Metal Gear Solid looked amazing. That's true, but in 2006, there was no game out there that looked better than Gears of War. Of course, Gears of War 2. Gears of War 3 was good. My favorite is still the first one. I think because I guess I play so much of that game, especially online. I love Gears of War 2, but it's been so many years since I played this game that I don't remember some pieces of it. I think Horde was a big part of it. And then the storyline, the campaign was definitely, I think, really good in this. Gears of War 3 was like I don't know. I guess that how the graphics kind of change. I mean, I guess people, I don't know if it was for the better or what, but I like I did like that you spend more time outside during daylight, so you saw a lot more daylight. The Gears of War 4 beta, it was okay. I mean, the game played well. The graphics, obviously it was 60 frames per second, but the graphics were not that impressive. They look good, but I kind of expected better. And obviously it was a beta, so it was meant to test the online capabilities of the game. It's not meant to, impress anybody with its graphics. Now, once I saw the E3 demo of Gears of War, especially the campaign demo they had this year, that blew me away. That looks. I still haven't seen any game, anywhere, including Doom, that looks better than the Gears of War 4 demo that Microsoft had at E3 this year. Like, that thing was so good that I was wondering on what system they were playing it. Because if they're doing that on Xbox One, they really have figured out how to optimize the programming in the game to get that much power out of the system. It just blew me. Like, even like at the end of the press conference, after they announced the Project Scorpio, I started thinking, I'm like, do you think they had Gears of War 4 running on the Scorpio? Because that shit looked amazing. Like if you look at the 3D models of everything and the dust and the lightning effect, I mean, you have to go. I mean, I'll tell you right now, after this video, you should go to YouTube and do a search for the Gears of War 4 demo, E3 demo from 2016. Okay, and it's gonna, if you watch this in HD, it's gonna blow your mind. Like I said, I have not seen any game, right, even on PC, that look better than Gears of War 4. So, all right, so let's continue on. Gears of War Judgment. I for some reason I didn't want to get this game when it first came out. I just believe that, to me, Gears of War is Marcus Phoenix. And since Gears of War 3 is supposed to be the end, I don't know what Gears of War Judgment was all about. I know it was made by a different studio. And I just, maybe, I don't know. I just never, like I said, I played maybe 5 minutes of this game when I got it for free here on Xbox Live. And I don't know if I got this through the Xbox Live, Games for Gold program, or did it come with the Gears of War Ultimate? So, all right, Gears of War Ultimate Edition. Oh, this game, there was, I think, a lot of potential that was missed on this game. The online is awesome. The 360 frames per second. Playing to me, what I call one of the big classic games of all time. Playing this game at 60 frames per second definitely has an appeal. But the campaign, and I don't know what's going on with the frame rate in the campaign, but it is not smooth. Like, even if it's okay, let's put it this way. It might be playing at 16 frames per second, but there's something not smooth about the way the presentation looks. Like, it feels like something is flickering in the back, like on the image, that you can't really see. You know how like when you change your frame rate or your hertz on your computer monitor, and you see like that flicker, you see that something flickering, the refresh rate. Never mind, that's the word. It's like the refresh rate is not good or something. I don't know. Something is weird about the online campaign on Gears of War Ultimate Edition, where the frame rate, something doesn't look right. So I think it's a refresh rate. I don't know if it's my TV. I don't know. So, Goat Simulator. I never played this shit, but I'm like, I hear some people talking about it on the fucking blog. So one day I'll play the Goat Simulator and see what the fuck he's trying to do. Yeah. Now, who the fuck thought about Goat Simulator, right? Anyways, let's move on. Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5, the granddaddy of all games. The godfather of all games. Grand Theft Auto 5, I got it when it first came out on the Xbox 360. I obviously beat that game. Then when it came out, was it a year and a half ago? When it came out, I got on the Xbox One. Of course, I bought this version as well because it looked amazing, right? And I was trying to take my time playing it because I was like, I didn't want to beat the whole game, and kind of, I wanted to enjoy all the graphics and slowly. And sure enough, a few months later, it came out. Maybe like 6 months later, it came out on PC, and I got it on PC. And once you play Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC, it's kind of hard to go back to console. Now, don't get me wrong, the Xbox One version of Grand Theft Auto 5 looks amazing. In fact, it looks really good. It can compete with a PC version, except for one thing, 30 frames per second. So when you play on 60 frames per second, it's kind of hard to go back to the 30 frames per second version of a game. So, amazing game. All right, so Grid 2, I'm not really into these off-brand, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to call them off-brand racing games, but to me they are. To me, like the true racing games for me are the Forza and of course Gran Turismo, and maybe Need for Speed because I grew up with that, and But anything else, the other newer developers with these newer stuff like Dirt and Grid 2, I just, I guess I haven't been exposed to them, and for some reason I'm just not that interested in them. Guacamole Joe, is it? Whatever the heck this game is. I played it once or something a few years ago. So Halo 5. This game is amazing. I feel like the campaign didn't have a good ending. I didn't feel like I didn't feel any satisfaction with the ending in Halo 5. Now, one thing about Halo is, or about myself, is that I am the biggest Halo fan of all time. I own every single Halo game. I own them on disc. I own them on and I'm talking about on Xbox, the original Xbox. I own all the discs from all the Halos that came out on Xbox 360. I also own the Halo Master Chief Collection, and actually Halo 5. I have bought, and I'm talking about all the main Halo games, not the Spartan Assault or the Halo Wars, but all the main Halo games. I have owned and bought on day one since they came out. I remember picking up Halo 2 at GameStop, and actually, it was still EB Games, this store where I grew up in New Jersey, and I was in line there at midnight waiting to get Halo 2, and I think then I did the same thing for Halo 3. I think Halo 3 I went to Best Buy. And for Halo Reach was the last game that actually went to like a midnight launch. There was another Call of Duty game that I think I went for midnight launch. I forgot which one it was. I think might have been Black Ops 2. Yeah, Black Ops 2 I think I did. Maybe I got that the next day. I don't remember. But yeah, Halo Reach was the last game that I went and picked up on a midnight launch. And Halo's the only game where I get that excited that, I'll go get it at the store on midnight. But I haven't done that in like 6 years, so I'm too old for that now, I guess. So, alright, so Halo 5, the graphics are amazing. The frame rate is amazing. The mechanics are amazing. I think the storyline was a little bit of a letdown. The online is really good. I used to be addicted to Halo 3 online. Halo Reach, I used to like that online as well. With Halo 5, I guess I'm still getting into it. And I think that the problem was that I got too big into Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and because of that, I kind of laid back a little bit of Halo, and so I think I need to go back and play some Halo. So, all right, Halo Wars. I don't think I ever beat this game. I did get this, I guess, rent it from GameFly many eons ago when I used to use GameFly, when games were still very expensive. And I did like it a lot. Now, Halo Wars 2, I definitely played the beta. I loved it. I loved the game, but I need to get my skills up because after I won like the first 2 matches I ever played, and then I was getting killed all the time because I didn't have a headset, and I wasn't communicating with my teammate on the game. So you need to have communication in that game. So, all right, Halo Reach, of course, the last Halo from Bungie, super classic. Bam, bam, bam. You guys, you gotta play it. I hope they have a remastered edition of this. Of Halo Reach for they should have like an add-on up for it for the Halo Master Chief Collection. So I mean, hey, they added Halo 3 ODST that does include Master Chief in the Halo Master Chief Collection. So they should definitely add or bring up a upgraded version of Halo Reach. I think Halo Reach is definitely one of the best Halos as far as the gameplay. The storyline was okay. The gameplay, even the graphics, the effects, everything just looked different. And when you play this game, Halo Reach, since this is the last game from Bungie, you can pick up certain things in that game that now after playing Destiny, that this was like practice for them. A lot of the stuff that they were doing, a lot of stuff in Destiny came from Halo. So, like the rails, the whole thing with the squat, and that's why Halo Reach is just like a squat based first person shooter, where you have you always got your squad around you assisting you. So, all right, so let's continue on. Hand of Fate. I never played this shit. They don't look good. Hexig, I definitely spent a lot of time on this. I think this is the original Xbox 360 game. So if you bought an Xbox 360 when it first came out, this came installed on the hard drive. So I was surprised that Microsoft even reloaded that for me on here, because I didn't even know that it was attached to my Xbox Live account, since that was included on the actual hard drive of the Xbox 360 when it first came out. So, How to Survive a Storm, I never played that shit. iDarb, no. Nope, never played that shit. Jetpack, I played a little bit of it. This is like a remake of a really, really old game, really old arcade game from Rare. Just Cause 2, I had played on and off for years. It's one of those games that I guess I will have to come back to it, because it's, when it first came out, it was cool. The first one was really cool, right? Because it was very impressive. But when Just Cause 2 came out, there was already some other like better looking games, and I don't know. I think Grand Theft Auto 4 might have been out already, so it's kind of hard to compete with those games. So Cameo, I love Cameo. I had this on the. This is one of the first games when I bought my Xbox 360 at launch. This is one of the games that I got with that system, Cameo. I didn't get too far. I don't remember if I ever beat the game, but I remember playing the game and thinking how good it looked. At that time, I think it's definitely one of the best looking games on the Xbox 360, and based on my memories, she still look as good. Oh, Killer Instinct. So, Killer Instinct, I have, throughout the 90s, Killer Instinct was my game, my fighting game. I love Street Fighter 2. I spent so much time on Street Fighter. I actually mastered Street Fighter and used to play a lot in the arcades in New York City and New Jersey when I was growing up. But I remember when Killer Instinct came on the scene, I think it might have been like 94, 95. And I see that arcade. Once I saw the graphics and the combos, I fell in love with it, and I played this game over and over for many months to get decent, to compete at the arcade against other people. And then when the that's back then Nintendo was building the buzz around the Ultra 64, which turned out to be Nintendo 64. And of course, that system did not turn out to be everything that we thought it was gonna be. Because if you saw these arcade machines, and one of the things that they were saying back then is that Killer Instinct and Cruising USA were running on actual N64 or Ultra 64 hardware. These arcade machines that had a hard drive that were spinning or streaming in the game world as you were playing. So this is why you had all these these render images and Killer Instinct and all those animations, because you had hard drives. So I became a big fan of Killer Instinct. And then I remember that I heard that Nintendo announced that they were going to release it for Super Nintendo. And I was like, what? How is that possible? That's not possible. How is that possible? But I had some hopes, because they did pull off before that Donkey Kong Country, and that game looked amazing. It went from, Sega was coming out with like the 32X and all this other stuff and saying, hey, we could do 3D here and this and that, whatever X chip. And I think that was the turning point between the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo war. Because a lot more people were buying the Genesis because there was like a cool factor to it. They allowed violence. You had the blood in Mortal Kombat 2. You had all this other shit going on where, the majority of my friends had the Sega Genesis. I was, of course, a Super Nintendo guy. I was always been a Nintendo kid. So when, Mortal Kombat 2 came out, at that point, that I think that at that point there was a lot of people that were on the fence about which system to get, which 16-bit system to get. I went over to the Sega Genesis. So of course I remain with my Super Nintendo. I had the original Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo, which looked better than the Genesis. It didn't have blood, but it looked better. Okay, the sound was better too. It was closer to the arcade because the Super Nintendo was more powerful than the Sega Genesis. Anyways, so when just to keep move along with this, so when Rare came out and Nintendo came out with Donkey Kong Country and showed those graphics, that's how Super Nintendo won the 16-bit war. It was that one game that had those graphics, those pre-rendered graphics that Rare put together, and it was based on a demo from Killer Instinct that they had. That when they were I guess prototyping Killer Instinct, they figured out, hey, why don't we put this in a cartridge, and they made Donkey Kong Country. When that game came out, this is when the tides changed, and that was it for the Sega Genesis, because from there on, everybody wanted a Super Nintendo. I remember that the price drop came down. You could buy a Super Nintendo for $99 with Donkey Kong Country, included, and that was it. After that, there was no way for Sega to catch up. I don't even know what happened to the Sega Genesis after that, because everybody wanted a Nintendo. And of course, that lasted for like 2-3 years, because then you had the actually not even 2 years, because then you had the Sega Saturn, and the PlayStation came out, and of course that's a whole different story, so I'm not even gonna go into there. But anyway, so Nintendo pulled off this big graphic jump with the Super Nintendo with Donkey Kong Country. So when they announced that Killer Instinct was coming out, I said, hey, they might make that work. I don't know how they're gonna make that arcade work. Arcade game look that good on Super Nintendo, and of course, it didn't. I remember it was like I wonder if it was my birthday. I remember I had to save money. I had to sell some stuff to do some little jobs here to earn money, because I was like 15 at the time, to buy Killer Instinct. And back then, the Super Nintendo cartridges that had a lot of memory, if it was a 32 meg cartridge or a 64 meg cartridge, you're gonna pay a lot of money. And the Killer Instinct cartridge came in a black cartridge, and I remember it cost $80, $79.99 for that game. I remember I had to walk to the mall to go get this game, and it cost a lot of money for a young kid who grew up in the inner city in New Jersey. So, same thing with Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2 when that came out. I think it was like 2004. I had to save money. I had to do people's backyard, clean rooms, whatever I had to do to earn a buck here and there, to get that game. And I remember I got that game in a super hot summer. And that was Super Street Fighter 2. Might have been like 2004, I think. And I ended up paying about $79.99 for that game at EB Games, at the mall. So after all that, I was definitely disappointed with Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. I mean, it looked good for a Super Nintendo game, but it definitely lost some of the arcade quality. But one thing that they did was that the combo system, the mechanics, everything was the same. So I was happy about that. We could still pull off our combos and everything just like we knew how to pull them off in the arcade. The game just didn't look that good, especially the special effects didn't look that good. But hey, who am I, right? So after that, Killer Instinct, that was the last big Super Nintendo game I bought, and then I moved on to the next generation of system, 32-bit. So, all right, let me keep going with this here. So, all right, these Kinect stuff that I guess were demos that I downloaded, or maybe came with the Xbox One when I bought it. This is day one Xbox One. So, Left 4 Dead 2, amazing game, great game. Did I ever beat it? No, I don't think so, but I have played the majority of all the levels in here. So I don't even know if there's a true ending in here, because you just end the episode and start the next one. So, or the movie, whatever it is in there. So, Limbo, I play a little bit of it. This game looks really good. Um, I like the whole idea of a black and white movie, so or a black and white game. So, all right. So here we got Mass Effect, amazing game. Mass Effect is one of the best like RPG games of all time. This game is addicting. Mass Effect 2 as well, and also Mass Effect 3. I have completed all three of these games, and these are games that if you don't have them, if you never played them, it's worth having them because they're amazing. So, all right, so let's continue on. So we got Max Curse of the Brotherhood. I think I might play maybe a few minutes of this. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, absolutely beat this game once or twice, but I haven't completed all the little side missions. But when it came out, the cinematics or the cutscenes in this game were pretty amazing. The 60 frames per second, and I know there was a lot of controversy because when it came out, it was like a $30 game. And it was overpriced. And of course, my dumbass went and got it anyways. Now, is it a $20 game? Yeah. Should have been like a $20 game or maybe less. And I know there's people saying that, well, they could beat the game in 45 minutes. And that's true. But there's also a lot of other missions that you can, the main story mission is about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how you play it. Could be longer, depends how you, it all depends on your play style. So I don't think it should have been a free demo, but it's I think the game is definitely worth, like, at the maximum when it first came out, it should have been worth like $19.99. Today I probably paid like no more than $10 for that. So all right, so let's go to the next one, the masterpiece, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. This game is so big that I haven't had a lot of time to play it. So I play the game every once in a blue moon. I love it. Why don't I keep playing it? I do not know. It is amazing. The graphics, the cinematics, cutscenes, everything. I love Metal Gear. The Metal Gear franchise. I was a big fan of Metal Gear Solid. I had that on PlayStation, beat it. I had Metal Gear Solid 2 on Xbox, actually, believe it or not. The Metal Gear Solid 2 came out on Xbox as Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance Edition, which had a few extra missions, some other things in there, and that was great. So also played Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater when it first came out on PlayStation 2. My brother had a PlayStation 2. I used to play it on my brother's PlayStation 2. I was an Xbox guy. He had PlayStation 2. So anyways, great game. Definitely worth whatever price you can get it for. So all right, so moving on next, Metro Redux. This is a great game, and unfortunately I have not beaten this game yet. I should get back to it. The problem is that I have it on disc. So every time I want to play, I gotta find that disc, get the disc, and put it in the Xbox. I'm like, I don't even like using any disc on my Xbox One, because it's just I'm just spoiled by the whole digital media and digital consumption of media, where you just click a button, it's there on demand. But besides that, Metro Redux is amazing. I'm still playing the first game. I haven't played the second one yet. The first game, and it looks good, but the gameplay is really good. I like the weapons, the monsters. It's you know what? I might up playing this game tonight. So that's how good it is. So Clash of Heroes, I don't think I play that. Minecraft, I got Minecraft because my son and my nieces and nephews play Minecraft. So whenever they come over to visit, I just turn the Xbox on and they just play Minecraft for hours. So I haven't played it. Maybe one day I'll have the time to go in there and play it. But I like games with objectives, and in Minecraft it seems like you have to create your own objectives. So anyways, let's keep on moving here. So Mirror's Edge, this is a big classic game. I never beat this game, but I do. I like it. I need to go back and play this game more. And again, especially since I heard that the new one's sort of a letdown, so it seems like this is the definitive version of Mirror's Edge, which is actually the first one. So, all right, so the Monaco, I don't even know what this shit is, so I'm even just free Motocross Madness. I don't think I played that. Neverwinter Night. Shit, I can't believe Neverwinter Night's still around. I remember when this came out on PC, and it was a big deal. Must have been like, I don't know, 2003, 2004. In fact, that this game, Neverwinter Night, became available, I think, on the PlayStation 2 if you had the hard drive. Remember, towards the end of the PlayStation 2 life, it had a hard drive attachment that I guess Sony was trying to compete with Xbox at that time. And if you had the hard drive, there was a few games you can play. I think Final Fantasy, 10 or 11, that first Final Fantasy that was online. You were able to play if you had the hard drive, and of course you had to connect it to the network. And I think Neverwinter Night was the other game. So, all right, let's continue. Operation Flashpoint. I haven't played this game, so let's continue. All right, Overwatch, of course, is one of my favorite current games. Pego, I play Pego once in a while. It's nice, it's good. All right, Perfect Dark. Oh God, what can I? This is definitely one of my favorite. Like first-person shooters, if you want to call it for first-person shooter, but it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. I was a big fan of GoldenEye, but when Perfect Dark came out, I remember I went and got it on the day it was released at, I think it might have been GameStop already by then, in EV Games. And I got this for N64, and I even got the extra, that's when I got the extra memory for my N64 to be able to get the better graphics on there. Which was cool because I also had Turok 2, the Dinosaur Hunter, and that improved the graphics in that a little bit better too. But yeah, Perfect Dark was amazing. Ahead of this time, of course, there was some frame rate issues, but you gotta understand the hardware that was played on. So, all right, so Perfect Dark. Definitely, it still is one of my favorite games. What I like about this Xbox 360 version is that it's actually a full 1080p, not upscale, but it's like the full textures of this game, everything in 1080p, and 60 frames per second. So it's a lot of fun. I still love this game. I don't think that. This is one of these games that the graphics in this game are never going to age, at least not in my eyes, because it's a classic. So, all right, Perfect Dark Zero, which is one of the launch titles for the Xbox 360, and I got it on launch day. And this was probably the first game that I played when I got home. Perfect Dark. I put this in and maybe after playing this for an hour, I probably put in Call of Duty 2. Perfect Dark Zero was definitely ahead of its time in a lot of things. I think the mechanics were kind of a little, the mechanics could have used some help, the controls. But I liked the game. The graphics were really good. Of course, some of the cutscenes didn't look right, but the graphics, I think, were very good. In fact, if you play this game right now, there's some of the effects in this game still look good, very good, especially with the guy with the jetpacks flying around, and you can see the fire. It's the whatever technology Rare used for this game, they were onto something, and it's sad that they cannot develop another sequel to this game, especially thinking that I don't know what the sales were for this game, but it definitely should have been one of the, at that time should have been one of the best-selling games for the Xbox 360, considering that there was only, I think, like maybe 12, 14 games when the system came out. So, anyways, all right, let's continue. Pinball effects, blah blah blah. Plants vs Zombies. I love this game on mobile. I never played it on Xbox, so hopefully it plays just as good. Numa. Every time I see it, I think about pneumonia for some reason. So, no, I never played this shit. I don't know what it is, but it's been there for a while, a few years. Pool Nation. I think I played Pool Nation. But there was another pool game that I used to play on 360, which I don't remember the name anymore. that I used to play a lot. So maybe I should try this game sometime soon. Now you can hear all that. That's rain out there, it's storming now. I don't know. It got dark and it's storming out. So hopefully I don't lose any power. So, all right. So here we go. Portal still alive. Who doesn't love Portal? Amazing game. I got this game with the orange box, which I actually have the orange box, but it's not backwards compatible. And I forgot somehow I ended up buying this standalone version of it on Xbox Live one day. I don't know why. I think I used to have the orange box on disc, and I think I might have sold that disc on eBay because it was like worth a lot of money, even 2 years after buying 2 years after buying the game. And one day I sold Portal on Xbox Live. Might have been on special or something. And I like, hey, I want to play Portal. Let me buy it. So I bought it. And then I got the orange box for 360 digital, also on sale on Xbox Live. But like I said, that's not compatible yet. So Spark. I tried Spark when it was beta. I tried it for like 10 minutes. So I'll just leave it at that. I mean, so all right, Quantum Break. Definitely a really good looking game. It's good. It's really good. It's really good. I don't know why. There's certain, I guess because of all the stuff going on in my life, with school and my career, my family, my time is very limited, and I need to play games that maybe this is what it is. I like playing games that give me quick satisfaction, for my time. And now here, I don't know how far I am in the game, but I'm getting to the point where I have a lot of powers, and I do like it. So it's probably been about 2 weeks since I played the game, so maybe I'll play it this weekend. So okay, of course, this is the whole Rare Replay collection there. I have it on disc, so this is why I don't play this as much. So, all right, so Rayman Legends, people love it. I mean, it was considered one of the best games of the year for, I think, 2013, I think it was. I just rarely played it. I love the original Rayman games. So I played Rayman on Sega Saturn. I think I also played it on Dreamcast. Yep, because the first Rayman 3D was for Dreamcast. So, all right, let me continue on. Of course, Red Dead Redemption. That's how we started this conversation. One of the best games of all time. So I'll leave it there. Let's continue. Resident Evil 2 Revelations. I played this shit for like maybe 20 minutes. I don't know why I wouldn't continue playing it. I don't remember, but all right. Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is another great game that I'm probably about 30% in. And it's one of those things where I just have too many games. So I have gamers ADD. So whenever I have time to play games, I think of all the games I want to play, and I end up playing like 10 minutes of each, and then moving on to the next one. Well, I want to play this, but I want to play that. So this is a great game. Looks great. It's amazing. So Rocket League. This is actually, I think, the demo, the free week that we got during E3, and I loved it. I played it for one day, loved it. If it comes down in price, I would like to buy it. I don't want to spend more than like $10 for it though. All right, so Rise. This is a surprise. Definitely under valued game. I didn't buy it when the 360 came out, or when the Xbox One came out. A lot of people were saying this was the game to showcase the system, the graphics. And I'm like, okay, cool. But, I read about the mechanics, like a lot of the quick time action. So, and I think that some of the reviewers scored this game kind of low. Gave it like 6 or 7 in some cases. And I was like, all right, well, I'll pass on it for now. So, boy, was I wrong. So I got this game last summer. I got the disc. I don't know for how long. It was cheap. Put this game, and it is an amazing looking game. It looks great, and the gameplay is not bad, and the story and the acting is amazing too. So I don't know, and I guess I'm not that far into the game. I might have completed about a third of the game, but it is a great game. It's a good game. It's not amazing, but it's a good game. So it sucks that it just got bad reputation just because some reviewers didn't think it was mind-blowing or whatever. And it's not mind-blowing, but I don't think the reviews were fair with Rise. So I think that that game deserved a lot more. Well, at least 2 more points on the gamer score or the gamer review score. So, all right, Sacred never played Sacred. Nope, no. Saints Row, of course. I got this. I think this one came for free, but it was after I had bought these here, which is same thing. Just the 360 version of it. Saints Row is hilarious. So if you want to laugh, you want to get into a good mood, you're having a bad day at work, just come home and play this game. So, Scream Ride, the demo. I think I played the demo a few times. I don't know what happened to it. So, Sleeping Dogs. I have this game. Unfortunately, I have not gotten into it that much. I got it when it first came out for the Xbox One. So, Smite. I never got into Smite. I played Dota on PC. So, anyways, we'll continue on. Of course, I got my Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, look. I forgot that they had this on backwards compatibility. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of my favorite games of all time. It's definitely that and Streets of Rage 2 are my 2 favorite Sega Genesis games of all time. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This is the game. This is the reason I wanted a Sega Genesis. And the only reason why it was worth buying that system, at least to me. So, all right, we'll continue. All right, SSX. SSX always been a classic from the original one on the original Xbox. Then they had a remake on 360. Oh, this is it, the remake on 360. So SSX Tricky, I think, was one of the ones that was really good also. All right, so let's continue on. Strider, of course. I'm an old school gamer. And I play Strider on the original Nintendo. It was made by Capcom. And then I think there was a Strider game for the PlayStation 2. And unfortunately, I didn't get to play that game because I didn't have a PlayStation 2. My brother did, but he didn't get Strider. So, all right. So Strike 2-0. I forgot. I think this game I played, didn't like it. Whatever mechanics. Sticks, nah, I didn't play that shit. Sounds like Overdrive. Very underrated game. This is easily one of the big and best games on the Xbox One. Graphics are amazing. Gonna blow your mind. The mechanics are great. This is from Insomniac. They have made pretty much a big chunk of the best PlayStation games of all time. So, Ratchet and Clank. So, just to give you an idea who they are, this game looks amazing, and I think that looking back, like 5 years from now, this game is still gonna look good. It looks good. It plays good. It's one of the out of all the Xbox One games, is one of the very few games that have had the highest score. It's probably the highest scoring Xbox One game out there, as far as reviews and everything. Everybody agrees that this game is just great. So. Alright, let's continue. Super Meat Boy. Never played it, but I heard a lot about it. Super Time Force. I need to check it out. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, Rainbow Six Vegas. I definitely beat this game. Got this back 2006. I just don't remember if it came out before or after Gears of War, but it was during that same year. And this is the first game. Well, no, Ghost Recon and then Rainbow Six Vegas were the first 2 games where I used to buy a lot of the map packs. Back, these games had map packs for like the online portion of it. So, I own that on disc because I still have the original, and I have it on digital. Same thing with Rainbow Six Vegas 2. I own it on disc, and also I own this. I never finished Vegas 2, so. Maybe we'll get to it in one of these videos. Tekken Tag Team Tournament, Tekken Tag Tournament. I love the original one for PlayStation 2. This one, because I never got to play it, so we'll get to it soon. It was free during the E3. Alright, Texas Hold'em. This is definitely one of my favorite poker, or the best poker game of all time for any game system. This came out, I think, 2006 or 2007, and I used to play hours and hours at night. I would come home from work and after dinner, especially on weekdays when I wasn't going out to do anything. I would play this game with people online. People would put their headset on and we would just talk and play this game forever. So, then we also got The Crew, which we just got. I think was it this month or last month for free here on Xbox, and I never really played it. So, the Dear God, I don't know what that shit is about. Even Within, this game is actually really good. I have it on disc. At the beginning, it seems to drag a little bit, but as you keep going, progressing in the game, you realize that it starts going places. So, all right, Van Helsing. No, I never played it. Walking Dead season 1. This game is definitely really good. Of course, it's all about like quick time actions because it's all about decisions that you make. But I like this game a lot. So, never beat it, but I should. All right, The Witcher 2. Never played it. Witcher 3. I had it for a while. I think since it first came out. But I'm just starting to like warm up to play it because I know it's one of those games that require a lot of time. So maybe the wife will let me hang out in this room for a whole weekend without leaving the room, and I'm gonna be able to play this. So, all right, The Wolf Among Us. This is really good. I never read these comic books, but when I was playing this game, I actually loved the story and how it kind of drags you in. You start seeing these characters in there, and you start wondering about them, and it's like life decisions that you make in here, similar to The Walking Dead, but I think The Wolf Among Us is probably a lot better. We got this shit for free here, Thief, and of course we all know got bad reviews, so I never played it. So I got it there. So Titanfall, obviously I did. I'm a big online shooter game, so when Titanfall was released, I actually went and got it on day one. I don't remember if I got it after work or maybe I missed work that day. Titanfall was definitely a great game. I forgot if I bought the season pass. Yeah, then I even got the season pass, which eventually they made that free. But I got the season pass for it, and I definitely put a lot of hours into this game. It's fun, but I play so much of it that I just kind of lost some interest in it. And I think the graphics haven't aged well. But I gotta give them some props that this game came out. I don't know, like maybe 3 to 4 months after the Xbox One release, and what they were trying to accomplish was really good. I think that the network part of it is amazing. The gameplay is amazing. The graphics they're okay. They were great then. Now they're looking old. So of course, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. This is an amazing game. Man, it looks like I'm using amazing a lot, but the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, during that first 6 months of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 life cycle, this was the best looking game on both systems. Really, it was. So, and one of the best games on both systems, even though it was a previous generation game. But so, all right, this I haven't played. Viva Pinata, yeah, I played it years ago. So let's keep going because it's gonna get late here. All right, Volgar, yeah. I haven't played that shit. Warframe I tried. It's interesting. So this is a game I might have to revisit. Watch Dogs. I don't know what happened, dude. I bought the disc when it first came out. I remember I bought two versions of it. One for a 360 version for my son, and then the Xbox One version for myself. And I played it for like a little bit. And then for some reason I just stopped playing it. So maybe I should check it back. I don't know if it's to add in like the action. I don't know. Now it's very funny though when you walk around the street like hacking people and listening to people's conversation. The game has a lot of hilarious moments. You start like listening into people, and it's like a lot of the people in this area here in Chicago in this game seem to be kind of really messed up. So. Alright, so Wolfenstein, amazing game. I haven't beat it yet, and maybe I should, because I think it's in my disk drive right now. I got this and got the New Blood for PC. Wolfenstein is definitely worth everything, or any asking price for it. not everything, but you know, this is a precursor to Doom. So it's a single player game that's completely amazing. It's one of the best single player games of that year. I think it was 2014 when it came out, 2015. So, all right, so let's continue. Worms Battle. I don't never play that. And Xbox Fitness, blah blah blah. That's included there. XCOM I haven't played in Zeros, and Zuma. Oh my god, I play Zuma for so many years and hours. I would probably say because this game I got back in 2000. Might have been 2005 when the Xbox 360 first came out. It's like the first Xbox arcade game that I bought. So, wow. Well, guys, this is it. This is my digital collection of Xbox One games and some of the Xbox 360 games. Maybe one day I'll plug in my Xbox 360 and show you everything I have on there, plus all the discs that I have. So, all right. Well, anyways, I just wanted to blab and express my love for these games. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Good night.